So I'm so honored and glad to have all of you sign up and join me on this webinar on how to create passive income through writing. This is my passion, sharing my story and giving back. So I tell all of my clients, find something that you're passionate about and learn how to monetize it, which you're going to learn in this webinar. The format of tonight's talk is going to be 30 minutes of pure value add content. I'm going to go over 3 key ideas and highlight all of them. And then I'm going to briefly go into 15 minutes of a November workshop, delving into more of the specifics on how to write your first book in 30 days or less. It'll be a 2-hour workshop. It'll be on either a Saturday or Sunday. And don't worry if you can't make it because it will be recorded. Also, if we go over, that's fine as well. This is value add benefit to all of you. And I really enjoy the interaction. So this is generally is the framework for launching, scaling, and monetizing your writing career. Everything's copyrighted. I'll throw out a little bit of disclaimer. There's no guarantee of success by attending this webinar. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. There's no such thing as overnight success. Success is a process and a journey. It's not a destination. Also, realize that a lot of physicians suffer from perfectionism. And a lot of my clients that I've personally coached one-on-one, I've seen that perfection is the enemy of execution. It leads to procrastination. So if you're waiting for everything to be perfect or that perfect moment in time to be ready, that moment doesn't exist. So you have to take the leap and plunge in order to achieve your dreams and your goals. You also, as physicians, we have to be comfortable with uncertainty and not knowing things. And I find that the clients that invest in themselves, are committed and take actions, are the ones that will ultimately succeed. So I know a lot of people on here tonight are former clients from my prior boot camps. You'll see testimonials. I'm going to go into a lot of success stories. I've been privately coaching clients since 2018. I've really scaled it up and built it up this year through my virtual online means because of the pandemic. So the coaching portion of my business has actually been doing very well. So what are you going to learn? I'm going to open up your eyes to broaden your scope and definition of what a writer is and does, and how easy it is to get started, to start sharing, to start inspiring your audience. Once you have your idea, all you need is 30 days or less, which I'm going to show you, to write your first book. Once you have your first book, it's off to the races, because then it's a matter of just getting it out there, marketing. And once you have it, believe me, once you have your first book, the sky's the limit. Pay attention to the stories, because the stories are the vehicles that you'll be delivering your information and also ideas and content and keeping your audience engaged. We're going to talk about writing your own book versus writing for other people. So one thing I strongly advocate is develop your own platforms, develop your own niche and skill set so that you're never dependent upon anyone for any other opportunities. So you can always collaborate, do guest posts, do joint collaborations. But if you have your own book, or you have your own speaking or your own coaching and client business through your books, that makes you even more marketable. And it makes you more versatile. The couple of the key concepts I'm going to talk about are: you already have an existing skill set. We're all writers. You just have to know how to go from the traditional mindset of writing for research and clinical journals, writing for grand rounds, writing for op-eds, towards more of the more marketable skill set of writing, and learn how to monetize it. So that's what I'm going to highlight tonight. Also, I'm going to show you that making money from books isn't the way to generate additional revenue. It does generate passive income and additional income revenue sources, but really the riches come from the opportunities by building your brand through writing. That's where all the gold and the riches come in. So I'm going to show you that, how to build your brand and how to use writing to leverage into future opportunities, whether that's consulting, speaking, coaching, writing, and etc. Also, I'm going to share with you stories of number one barriers preventing me from writing my first book. So my first book took 9 months to write, and my very final book that I wrote last year took me 1 month. So I'm going to show you how I was able to shave off 8 months, and I'm going to share those nuggets and pearls with you. And you'll also hear about client success stories. Who is this course for? It's really designed for physicians looking for additional passive income streams. So mainly through writing, but so it could be through self-published. It could be through a traditional publisher. It could be through guest blogs, posts, their own articles. And I'm going to show you about all the different opportunities. And again, it's how to work smarter in order to monetize your skill set. I also want to emphasize that writing your first book is one of the major hurdles. Once you get past that, then the sky's the limit. And then from there, writing is a lot of fun because you're writing from passion. And a lot of clients on tonight come from a place where they want to share and inspire their journey, and they want to continue that. And they're not coming from a place of needing to quit their job or being miserable in their job and that sort of thing. And it's very creative. It's really for people interested in entrepreneurial pursuits. It's also designed for next level quality or aspirational clients, those clients that have done well for themselves and are looking for the next level. Who is this not for? It's not for someone who's looking for something quick and easy that doesn't require time, effort, investment. Writing your first book, sharing your story takes a lot of time and effort. So you're going to have to do this in either your spare time, on the weekends. If you're retired, semi-retired, have a little bit more time, but it's something that you have to be passionate about because it's going to take some work to do. Writing journal articles, research articles, op-eds. I know a lot of residents, medical students are writing for Kevin MD, writing for their own blogs. I think being a resident is also a great place to get started. Looks like full-time emergency and looks like writing for a monthly niche emergency physicians monthly. We have bloggers. We have people interested in writing their first book. So like I said, as physicians, we're always writing. We've written essays to get into medical school, to get in residency, fellowship. We're always writing patient notes. I think writing is just a way to communicate between colleagues, to our patients, to our audiences. So it looks like a lot of people fit into the niche in the category for this webinar as well as the workshop. And also I've included a link to my Amazon author page so you can get an idea. You don't have to purchase the books. If you do, I'm honored, but it's really just so that you can get a feel for what you can do as a creative writer. So what makes me qualified to be giving this presentation? So I wrote my first book in 2018. It was titled How I Quit My Lucrative Medical Career and Achieved Financial Freedom Using Real Estate. Since 2018, it's actually gone on to sell hundreds of copies, almost close to 1,000 copies. It's detailing my autobiography and my journey. So if you don't know, I grew up in Houston. I went to Baylor for medical school. That was my first choice medical school. I thought I had it set. I thought I had it made. I was part of the MD PhD program, got my PhD in bioengineering from Rice University. While in graduate school, I started 2 companies investing in stocks, options trading, and real estate investing. And so by 2006, I was 29 years old, my last year of medical school. I was generating a full-time income. But all of my mentors and colleagues and parents pushed me to pursue the conventional path. So I matched into Rutgers University in 2007 in orthopedics. But like I said, it was more to live up to people's expectations. So it wasn't really for me. So I really wasn't happy, and I really knew that I had made the wrong choice. So in 2008, at the height of the financial crisis, I listened to my intuition, took a leap of faith, started my company full-time, investing in single-family residence, and by my mid-30s, achieved a level of financial freedom and independence such that I could pretty much do anything I wanted for the rest of my life. So I didn't need to rely upon a job, boss, corporation, government benefits, Social Security, pension, things like that. Took a year off to travel the world, and then in 2017 started my consulting company. I leveraged my first book into 3 other books talking about my other income streams that helped me to achieve financial freedom. So the first one was through real estate. Second one was through stocks and options. The third and fourth were as consultant. And the last one was how to write your first book. Since then, all those 4 books have built my brand and have resulted in Kevin MD articles, a TEDx speaker, as well as appearing on numerous physician influencer podcasts, as well as being part of a AI healthcare startup, keynote speaker, appearing on multiple summits. So I've also started a monthly mastermind series. So the first one was back in July, was how to become a consultant. Current one is how to accelerate and flourish as a consultant. And last month we talked about how to become a public speaker. I've since then started monthly workshop series. So next month is going to be how to become a TEDx speaker. And then in November, I'm hosting a workshop, how to write your first book in 30 days or less, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And I also do a lot of group coaching and private coaching. So those 4 books have launched my brand, and I'm going to show you how those 4 books can launch yours as well. The other concept I want to talk about is building and leveraging. So a book is a product that you can monetize, and it's a form of passive income. But the future opportunities come by building your brand, and that can be even more lucrative. So the traditional idea where you wrote a single book and it became a blockbuster is not the norm. So I'm going to show you the strategic, the methodical, and the smart way on how to leverage and brand your book. All of the royalties I give back to charitable causes. I want to start with this success story number 1. So I've coached a number of physicians since 2018, all in different areas: consulting, expert witness, public speaking. But this Dr. Francis Yu, I coached privately one-on-one back in November 2019. And in the short span of 10 months, he's leveraged his brand into writing 2 books. So with the workshop, I'm going to introduce you to my editor. She does all of the covers. She does all of the formatting. She does all of the proofreading and editing at a very affordable cost. So you'll get all of that in the workshop as well. He's also gone on to online courses, podcasts. And so that's the type of success all of my clients have had. So the way I do it is I show you the path. I give you the tools, resources. I also identify limiting beliefs, mindsets, and replace them with more empowering ones. So as physicians, we have a lot of good mindsets that make us successful, but we also have mindsets in our own profession that actually hinder us as entrepreneurs, as creatives. So that my job is to identify those and bring those to light so that you can obliterate those. But like I said, if you take action, it's almost guaranteed that you'll be successful, because as a physician, you have a fantastic platform to build your brand, your trust, and your authority with colleagues, with patients, with clients. And so the first concept is you are already a writer. And what this means is that we don't realize it. We've written essays for medical school, grad school, residency, fellowship. I see a lot of op-eds, workshops, a lot of how-to, but let's get smarter. Writing research articles, clinical articles, that builds our brand, that builds our reputation, that'll get us into medical school, residency, fellowship. It'll get us into academia, but it won't get you paid. So let's learn how to really think smarter and monetize your current writing skills. So what types of writing will get you paid? I'm going to go through a majority of different ways. So 1, you can be a freelance author by writing your own books, both nonfiction and fiction. And I know a lot of physicians have done this. So find your specific area, your specific niche, and tailor it and focus on that. So mine, I like to focus on really finance, financial freedom, financial independence. I like talking about technology, social media. So what is it particularly that you love to talk about? You can also do it part-time. You can also do it full-time. You can do it for medical journals, a medical media company. I know a couple of my colleagues, they write test questions for the USMLE, for the MCATs. So you can get partnered up with a test prep company to write questions for them. Op-eds, a lot of medical doctors are writing for Kevin MD. That's the best platform to get noticed and to share your ideas and your content. I know a lot of physicians write for White Coat Investor as well. You can be a staff writer, or you can go out on your own. So you can do both online, offline publications. For me, I write for Medium. That's my own personal, I have a Medium account. So I try to write about a article once a month, 2 articles a month. LinkedIn as well. I've also written for guest posts and blogs. You can have your own blog. And also another interesting idea is to take your Facebook, Instagram, and podcast and easily reformat them. So you could transcription service and take all of the audio and video and easily reformat that into text. And that can be a post as well. So you can use those posts as blog posts, Again, on books, you can promote it either through social media, online. You can do a speaking tour. It's a lot of fun. You get traveled, you get paid, you get to make an impact. So it's all going to be all about promotion, marketing, and sales. I'll give you some really interesting examples that I've really looked up to. So for example, Michael Crichton, he's a medical doctor, a best-selling fiction author. John Grisham wrote in his spare time. So they leveraged their unique backgrounds and expertise. So back then it was you got in contact with the publisher, and from there you had to pitch them your book, and then the publisher would get in contact with a major agency to promote your book. So that was sort of the way to go back then. It's still a way for authors to get known, and especially if you want to enjoy a very lucrative income from that method, you can, but it's a lot harder. So, but again, with technology and the way, with the Amazon author page, it's much easier for everyday authors to go out and create content and be able to monetize it that way. Let's go into what can you write about? So you can write about almost anything. So writing is extremely inherently creative. You can write about medical topics. I know a lot of physicians, they love to write about their area of expertise, unique surgical strategies, or unique treatments. A way to connect, engage, educate, market, and sell to your audience and to network. It can be all of your niche. It can be about health. It can be diet. It can be finances. It can be about spirituality. It can be about burnout. Any sort of topic that resonates with you. So that's the beauty of it. So it all depends on your current skill set, your goals, and it depends upon how creative you want to be. But the best thing about writing is that it's a low barrier to entry. You already do it. It only takes time. So if you spend 30 minutes to an hour each day and you know the steps on how to actually get the product out and to market it, it's low risk, it's high impact, and high reward. So you just need 1 to 2 hours for someone to show you the way and to create a minimum viable product in 30 days or less, which is what the purpose of the November workshop is going to be. So I mentioned from books, royalties. I get a decent amount of royalty and passive income each month. So the way it works is either through Kindle Direct Publishing, or people buy the physical copy or the Kindle version, or they read it on their Kindle Unlimited. All of those royalties, Amazon pays me every month. It's a pretty nice royalty, but it's modest compared to the perceived value it brings. So people that reach out to me for podcasts, guests or guest posts for coaching, consulting, and speaking have all mentioned that books were part of that. So the actual monetary value of the books is small compared to the perceived value. And that's what I want to emphasize to you tonight. So this slide here, this was my first paid speech in 2018, and it was all a result of my books. So I started my speaking career in 2018, not knowing anyone or anything. I had no social media following. I had a YouTube channel that was present for 5 or 6 years that had 1 follower. I started from ground zero. But then after my book, I wrote my first book in 2018, all of the opportunities started coming. So it was all a result of my books. And so that's the next concept I want to harp on you. How you can leverage your writing to monetize your already existing skill set to bring more perceived value and generate more revenue, sales, and bring in more opportunities and clients. And it was also through the writing of the books and the speaking that resulted in this upcoming year's TEDx talk. And especially with the pandemic going on, where everything went virtual and online, it was so much easier to reach everybody through the internet. Appeared on Peter Kim's Growth and Leverage Summit. This is the upcoming TEDx talk. It resulted in a monthly mastermind series. So I'm going to really talk a little bit about this workshop here. So it's going to be in November, most likely at the end of the month to give you time. And it'll be 2 hours. It'll be a Saturday or Sunday. And don't worry if you can't make it, it'll all be recorded. But like I said, the live component is the best because that's where you get to interact and you get to ask questions. And then if you miss anything, you can always go and review the recordings. Like I said, it's 2 hours, but like I said, usually we go over, which is fine usually generates a lot of Q&A and a lot of engagement. So it's a one-time fee of $150. Includes, you're going to get course materials. You'll get lifetime recordings. You'll get a free copy of the final book, Creating Passive Income Through Creative Writing. So you get a a physical copy of the last book that I wrote. It'll be autographed, shipped to you for free. You also get 15-minute strategy section, private Facebook group, networking, and plus more. But really the value is in the actual knowledge and education you get. So if I can show you how to write your first book in 30 days or less to get your minimum viable product out, that'll be a huge stepping stone and advantage to you. The benefits really outweigh the cost. I'll leave the offer up. Feel free. There's 5 seats. I like to keep it small and intimate. It'll get to fill it up with select individuals. So if you feel like it, I highly encourage you to sign up. You'll get all the bonuses. Sign up tomorrow. The price will go up as well as the bonuses come down. Also, let me go through the syllabus as well. So this is what we'll actually be covering during the workshops. The first session will start at 10 a.m. The key concepts are going to be what makes a book sellable, and also brainstorming your killer book ideas. So what is going to be the killer idea? What is the killer story that'll get you in? Then it'll go into talking about finishing your book in 30 days or less, how to stay on track, and again, working more on your idea. Then go into how to become an Amazon best-selling author, avenues of marketing and monetizing your book, as well as I'll introduce you to my editor that I've used. And again, you can use a technique called ghostwriting. So ghostwriting is actually you paying somebody to write the book for you. So you tell them all the overarching key ideas and concepts and the formatting, and they write it for you. So that's a fantastic way for physicians who really don't have a lot of time to write. You can pay somebody to write your story. So I know a lot of presidents, when they write their autobiographies, they use ghostwriters. And it'll go into the details of designing, choosing, creating book covers. So how do you select the book cover, a title, etc. And then finally, it's going to talk about marketing and selling your book on Amazon, as well as other ways of monetizing your book, which is through speaking, which is through blogs, through more creative avenues, social media, internet, etc. And then again, like I said, it usually goes over. So conclusion, networking, and Q&A. And the reason why it's 30 days is because the first book took me 9 months to write my first book. And then my second book took me 6 months. Third book shaved it in half to 3 months. And then my last book took me a month. So all those times in that year, I learned how to significantly shave off time, how to eliminate procrastination, indecision, as well as how to reach different market segments. So like I said, I'm going to leave the offer up. So how do we go from thought, idea to minimum viable product to creating another passive income stream? So the minimum viable product is going to be 30 days. It's going to undergo I'm going to talk about all the pitfalls, strategies, tools, and tactics to keep you focused and on track, and also how to assemble everything from your book covers to the final product. After 30 days, there's follow-up, there's accountability. It's to get you started to do something, and it's also affordable and keeps you on track. And so at the end of the days, you have something to show for it. The other thing is I pride myself on skill set, experience, expertise, and I'd love to have a proven track record for results. So for example, I've worked with Dr. Maisha Claiborne, Dr. Charmaine Gregory with their guest podcasts. Again, these are some of the clients I've personally coached as well. You can read through all the testimonials. You can actually go to LinkedIn, where there's a section on my profile with former bootcamp client testimonials, also my Facebook business page as well as my private Facebook group. So like I said, my aim is always to underpromise and overdeliver and actually give more value for the cost it takes. And again, these are some of my private coaching clients. They've all done well as well. And what I want to do is, these are some of the recent client testimonials from the most recent boot camp. So again, this was from the consulting boot camp course. These are some of the clients. You can read through those. Here's another one from the public speaking boot camp mastermind. She's done very well. She's been taking a lot of my comments and suggestions and strategies, and I've been employing them, has been doing very well as well. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed that webinar segment and got a ton of free value from it. If you're looking for more resources to help you on your financial freedom journey, we've got plenty to offer. You can book a coaching call with us for personal guidance or explore our range of digital courses, e-products, workshops, books, and audiobooks, all designed to help you grow and succeed. And if you want to stay connected and continue learning, make sure to follow us on social media. Just click on the links below to stay updated with our latest content and resources. Thanks again for tuning in, and I look forward to working with you. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed that webinar segment and got a ton of free value from it. If you're looking for more resources to help you on your financial freedom journey, we've got plenty to offer. You can book a coaching call with us for personal guidance or explore our range of digital courses, e-products, workshops, books, and audiobooks, all designed to help you grow and succeed. And if you want to stay connected and continue learning, make sure to follow us on social media. Just click on the links below to stay updated with our latest content and resources. Thanks again for tuning in, and I look forward to working with you.